He's got his Ferrari shirt on. Is Charles Leclerc a future world champion? That's my question for you.
Yes.
Do you think he is? Do you really think he is?
100%.
No, because there's been some doubts, right? When he came into the sport, he came into the sport after Max Verstappen did, but it kind of looked like he would be a champion before Max Verstappen because Charles joined Ferrari in the height of their, turbo hybrid success. It then kind of took a little bit of a dip.
Well, he joined Ferrari when they were on the charge, and
then it fell away. Yeah, then the legal engine, so they got screwed over. But Charles looked like he came into the sport when we came into Alfa Romeo, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this kid is going to be a champion." But since then, there's been a few doubts, and he's been here for quite a while now. Actually, he's probably one of the more experienced drivers on the grid. Is he still a future world champion though?
100%.
You think so?
100. No doubt.
Okay, why's that?
Zero doubt. Well, first of all, Charles Leclerc is the best qualifier on the grid.
Oh yeah, 100%, hands down.
He's better than Hamilton.
Yeah.
He's better than Max. He's better than Lando. He's better than everyone.
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc is the best qualifier. Now, my problem with Charles in previous years is his ability to bin it. That's my problem with Charles, because he had that stupid ability where he would be leading a race or contending or catching, and it'll be a silly mistake.
Yep.
And it's all over. This year, touch wood, up till this point, none of that has happened.
Nope.
And he's consistently outperformed that Ferrari, such as Zandvoort. We'll go back to Zandvoort because he has really impressed me in Zandvoort in terms of he's in a Ferrari, clearly the fourth quickest car. He held off that rocket ship of a McLaren. He caught and held off George Russell in the Mercedes, and he was catching Max Verstappen in the Red Bull.
Yeah.
That's all you've got to hear about Charles Leclerc in the fourth quickest car at Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well end the video here because everything I was gonna bring up you've covered. Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. I think
what?
other examples. I think Belgium. It made the most of a bad situation for Ferrari. Zandvoort, as you mentioned, at the start of this season, he didn't finish outside the top 5 up until Canada.
Yeah.
Which is mental, the only driver to do that. So, I mean, Charles is consistent, but we've seen multiple times before mistakes at Baku, mistakes at Paul Ricard. There's a few other examples that I'm probably not... Oh, Monza, of course, is a big one. These mistakes, and some of them I firmly believe took him out of the running for the championship in 2022, where Ferrari were very competitive at the start of the season. Obviously, Red Bull caught up massively, and I think Max still would have won, but Charles could have given Max a run for his money at least.
Oh, definitely.
So
Max was coming off a battle with Hamilton the year before, which will have tired Max out. If he gets into another season-long battle, you don't know how that would have affected Max.
And also, Red Bull started the season horribly, with DNFs and
exactly
2 wins from Ferrari. Charles had a really good chance, and then that's the thing we criticised him for. He's quick, but the mistakes came, and that is something this year that hasn't happened.
Yeah. Now, if Ferrari give him a car,
the one thing I will say though to you is, I agree. However, I think we touched on this in the Lando video, but one thing, he has to back it up, because it's all well and good being consistent when he's not the quickest when he's not got the quickest car. But if he has the quickest car and is he's not in a championship battle now, but when he has the quickest car and is in a championship battle with Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, or maybe even his teammate Lewis Hamilton,
he's got to back it.
He's got to back it and not make the mistakes in the high-pressure situations. Now, he's not under any pressure. He's outperforming that car, and no one expects him to get a podium, but he does it anyway. Yeah, when he's winning the race, That's when he's got to do it.
That's the thing with him and Lando right now. They've now got to back it.
And I firmly do believe Charles will, because the consistency he's shown this year and the calmness and just the general changes Fred Vasseur is also making at Ferrari, I think is making a much better environment for Charles to operate in. So I definitely do think there is a world championship ahead of him.
Yeah, the only problem that Charles could come across if Ferrari do build the best car.
It's the worst problem ever he could get.
he has the GOAT next to him.
Well, the one chance that Charles might have to win a title, and he's got Lewis frickin' Hamilton, his teammate. Oh my god.
The 8-time world champion.
Oh. Soon to be 9.
Yeah. As Brundle said, 8-time world champion as well.
Yeah, he did. So, yeah. He's done that a few times. I'm
starting
to think.
Have done it. A lot of drivers have done it. George did it.
I'm starting to think.
A lot of people have said it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only problem Charles is going to have, as you mentioned, is Lewis Hamilton. I mean, I do get the...
Well, first, Ferrari have to build a car.
Yes. I mean, assuming that it is as close as it is this season, I think Charles does have a really good chance going into next season to...
Yes.
To I don't think he will win the most races, but if he shows this level of consistency, he could definitely put himself within a shout.
Oh, 100%.
So...
Without doubt, the only problem he will face if it's a straight fight for Ferrari is he's against the greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's the only issue.
And then fight.
That's not to mention the fact that you've still got Max Verstappen there, who, as we know, and you've got Lando. You've got an up-and-coming Oscar. You've got maybe a potentially very quick Kimi Antonelli, and now experienced in Mercedes, George Russell. He's got a lot of competition.
Yeah, and the problem as well is not only is it you've got to beat Lewis Hamilton, you've got to beat him mentally. He's destroyed top drivers mentally. Vettel, Rosberg, Alonso probably you could include in that.
Yeah, I'd throw Alonso in there.
Like, he's destroyed these guys mentally. Like, and Charles has to deal with that now.
And he almost mentally destroyed Max Verstappen, but like Max Verstappen is an unworldly phenomenon. I think not many drivers can go toe to toe with Hamilton and come out the victor.
Well, did he come out the victor?
Well, through very tight...
In stats terms, he's come out the victor. In people with any knowledge and realism of Formula One, he hasn't.
Well, we don't need to get into that conversation, but still, Max is the only one. I mean, Rosberg beat him, but it took Rosberg a few years and then retired. And then he retired.
And had to go to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, that's what Hamilton does to people, so...
Yeah. Vettel, he went off straight after that battle with Hamilton, didn't he?
Yeah, Vettel fell off, didn't he? I don't know what happened to Vettel. I mean, he still is one of the GOATs.
After multiple years of battling Hamilton.
Well, it was that 17 and 18 title fights, wasn't it, for him? So, but anyway, Charles Leclerc, I do think firmly is a future world champion. I think one issue that we've got right now in the sport, and I'll link this back to Charles in a second, but we are in a period where we've got so many quick, like before, I want to say the 2010s, there's an obvious world champion, and there's only one. You've got Fernando Alonso and Michael Schumacher, and then Lewis Hamilton comes in. It's obviously Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Maybe Kimi Räikkönen. Seb comes in. It's obviously Seb. Fernando's challenging, but he's already won a title. You start to sort of... I mean, even in the turbo hybrid era, it's obviously Hamilton. It's obviously Rosberg that can only win championships. There's no one else really. I mean, maybe Seb. We had a very quick Daniel Ricciardo, but I don't think he was ready.
No.
You then go to now. What are the drivers on the grid that could potentially win championships? Max Verstappen.
All the top 8.
Max. Hamilton definitely can win well. He has the capabilities.
Maybe not Perez.
Charles has the capability. George definitely has the capability. Lando has the capability. People are now saying Oscar potentially can.
Oscar will have the capability. Right now, no. Couple year death. Yeah.
Could all of them win titles? Oh, wait, no. Carlos Sainz.
Carlos.
You know,
Definitely could be in the shout.
so, and that's not to mention, will Behrman be able to? Will Antonelli be in that conversation? No. Not quite. So we're in one of these situations where we've got many drivers that can win championships.
There'll be a lot.
I think a few of them will, but there's definitely going to be one or two that are unlucky and miss out because of the talent pool we've got, and that potentially could be Charles.
It could be Charles with Lewis Hamilton next to him.
Exactly, and Max Verstappen in the Red Bull and Lando in the McLaren. Charles Leclerc could go down as the greatest driver of all time not to win a championship. He could. And, it's very, very possible. But the same could go to Lando. Barrichello is obviously more or less top of that list, maybe Felipe Massa. But I think Charles could eclipse them and become that driver. We've got that many drivers.
Can go down as one of, if not the best qualifier after Senna.
Yeah. And he's already making inroads into people's perception of him compared to the greats. Maybe the only thing he won't be able to do is win a championship. And it could happen with the likes of Lando, Lewis, and Max next to him. So it's going to be difficult for Charles. If they don't impede him, he definitely is a champion.
100%. 100%. As I said, I mean, he's got a difficult situation, but if he can do it against Lewis Hamilton, what's to stop him?
Yep, exactly. But anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to catch us in the next video, and we'll see you in a bit.